Am I live? I wanted to dedicate this song, this short couple of sentences from the song to Miss Properly Bonafide, aka Chelsea. I'm gonna sing it in taste. I come up hard, babe, but not up cool. I didn't make it, Chelsea, playing by the rules. I come up hard, but that's okay, cause trouble, girl, it don't get in my way. Hey, good morning, people. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. That's how Chelsea thinks we should all be singing. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Don't you start, boy. You be quiet. Hi, people. Hi, Princess A. Shell Whitfield. Peter Pablo. Peter Pablo. Hi. How you doing? And Sonja B. Tashana J. Grateful One. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Miss Sherry. I am Miss Red. Okay, how y'all? Miss Chelsea, I have a word for you, girl. I don't know how a woman can be so wrong on so many issues, girl. We're gonna hit on a couple of them, Miss Chelsea. Because when I woke up this morning, I have to get up to take the dog out. So I'm up at 6 o'clock every morning. So wasn't nobody on here but you, girl. So I had to listen to you, right? Let me see what you started off with, yeah. Okay. Let's just pick out a couple at random. First, she said, apparently she listened to my my weekly videos, daily, other day videos about Jay Wilson yesterday, right? And she said she didn't believe that I was one of the cool kids. I was a cool kid because I had a personality. Now, you and Jay Wilson have a similar type of value structure, right? So your identity, your definition of what a cool kid is would be absolutely and totally different from what my definition of what a cool kid was. For me, my group was the cool kids. You understand that, Miss Chelsea? So you don't think I was popular? You don't think I was cool? How would I not be cool? I mean, I'm bubbling up with all this personality, girl. I've had this since I was 6, 7 years old, right? So I was always popular, girl, because I had a personality, right? Sorry that offends you, Miss Chelsea, but I don't know how you're going to go back into history now, go back into the early 70s, girl, and tell me who the fuck I was in high school. You think she made the point that, because he said Jay Wilson read a book, that means he couldn't sit with us because he read over there reading. No, that's not true, Chelsea. You're picking out what you want to hear. To Jay Wilson was because he was a fat pig, he was a square, he had no personality, he was ignorant and stupid, and all he could do is read a book. That would make him uncool in my eyes. So I don't have to know all of the history of that boy. I would just look at him and say, no, what's happening, partner? Back the fuck up off me, dude. Yeah, you have a nice day too. That's the way it is. Now, Miss Chelsea, I don't know where the hell you get these value systems from, girl. So I guess you think that you were the cool kid. Is anybody who is hanging out with a crew or a group of people think that their group aren't the cool kids? Right? So would Jay Wilson fit into the nerd? The nerd. I think if he was a nerd, if he was capable of inventing something or creating something, then I would say, but that's a nerd. This is somebody like Bill Gates. He could be a Bill Gates. He could be a Hobbes, right? Because they were nerds. They focused in on education. Mark Zuckerberg, that's a different kind of nerd than a person who is just a square, honey. Just a big glob of goo. Let me continue. Okay. So she don't think I was popular in school. What? I don't know where you get the ideas, girl. Okay. She said another point was, I said I didn't know what a graveyard shift was. Well, how could I question this boy about being on the graveyard shift? If not, I never heard of a graveyard shift, Chelsea. You're not making any sense at all, sister. And that don't make no damn sense, girl. How the hell you think? Oh, how could he go? How could he live all them years and he don't know what the graveyard shift is? He don't know what the girl. Nobody said they didn't know what the graveyard shift. I'm the one that brought up the word graveyard shift. Obviously, I know what it is, or I wouldn't be using it in the sentence. Correct, Chelsea? What I was suggesting to him was, and this ain't the Wilson show. That'll come later. What I was suggesting to him was that he has got this new highfalutin career, which we can't even know what he does or what field he's in or anything about what he does for a living, his career and all this kind of stuff. I'm just saying that, well, if I had that kind of highfalutin career where he came on here to brag about he getting $80,000 a year to start with on this new career of his, I'm saying, isn't it strange that you would be on the graveyard shift? Because there's only a certain kind of jobs that work on the graveyard shift, girl. Security guards work on the graveyard shift, girl. Doormen work on the graveyard shift, girl. 7-Eleven workers work on the graveyard shift. I'm trying to figure out what the hell do you do, boy? And why is it such a goddamn secret, nigga? And I'm simply asking you, why are you working the graveyard shift, right? And if you're not working the graveyard shift, what are you doing online at 1 o'clock in the afternoon making videos? Is that such a hard question? I mean, we have to know everything about Rico down to his panty size, but we can't even know what you do for a living. I just never heard of it before, child. What else did you say about it? Okay. You have to work. See, Chelsea is a very judgmental woman. Now, you're just a very judgmental type of person. You say, oh, you didn't work. That gets proved that you didn't work. What difference does it make, Miss Chelsea, if I worked or not? Does that mean that determine that I don't know what a graveyard shift is, but only the workers are privy to that information? Haven't there been movies called The Graveyard Shift? Would these people's daddies work on the graveyard shift? Wouldn't they auntie work? Oh, I'm working the graveyard shift. Whatever. If a business is open 24 hours, obviously there's got to be a graveyard shift. Think about it, Chelsea. Every business that is open 24 hours a day, some businesses can't shut down, right? So there's always a graveyard shift. Ask a police officer. Does he know what a graveyard shift is, girl? Right? An ambulance driver. Ask the people who work in the healthcare industry, girl. They all know what a graveyard shift, because anytime a business has to be open, if it can't close at 5 o'clock, girl, then there's a graveyard shift. So that don't make any goddamn sense, girl. I don't know why you think I'm so goddamn stupid that I wouldn't know what a graveyard shift is. But this is one of the points you choose to make, Miss Chelsea. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Then we're going to get to the big issues. Well, let's do another small one first. She's on there. She said Jay Wilson gave this interview with this guy. What's his name? Mr. Raymond. And she said that he didn't dig deep enough because he didn't find out if this man had a crush on Rico and he wanted to make love with him. And maybe he was hurt because Rico was moving a different way when he got to town, right? Hold on a minute, people. Let's open the window for a second here. Y'all gonna hear the train because they start running in the mornings. So, Ms. Chelsea, in her interview in the dark this morning, said that this man, Jay Wilson, needs to dig deeper. Because this man, he didn't get to the meat and the potatoes, because we want to know if the man wanted to screw Rico. That's why he has such an interest in Rico, right? Chelsea, weren't you on here whining all last week, for the last 2.5 weeks, about people accusing you of being a lesbian? And you said that when you came on and said you were not a lesbian, that should be the end of it. So why is it that when you say you're not a lesbian, that should be the end of it? But when this man says, I ain't had no interest in Rico at all, it wasn't that kind of party, I just wanted to help him out, why can't you accept his story that he has to be now dug into? So did you have to be dug into about the accusations, the allegations that you were a lesbian woman? What's good for the goose is good for the gander, correct? So that man says no, it wasn't like that. He did in that long, boring ass interview with Wilson. Did eventually say that he apparently had kids and all that, but you got the impression that he was gay. We're not all perverts. I mean, we're not all just looking for dick, Miss Chelsea. I ain't had sex in 20, damn near 20 years, 15 for sure. 15 years, right? Am I any less gay? Am I incapable of helping someone just because I want to help them? Am I not capable of that? Does it always have to be if I choose to help somebody, then I want to get in their drawers? This is another prejudice that you have, Miss Chelsea, and you have several of them I picked up on. Primarily, you're what they call a player hater. Now, they don't use the player hater because all words get burned out eventually. But a few years ago, the language was a player hater. Me and my homies, we doing it in the club. We're racking and stacking and rat-tat-tacking at the players club. See, you hate those people, right? You hate all the people who are in the game. You hate all the drug dealers. You hate all the people who do drugs. Although they get kind of a bad rap because if people who do drugs, they got to buy them from somebody. They can't buy them from Safeway, right? So the people who sell drugs, and particularly the ones who do drugs themselves, they have to sell to each other, kind of thing, right? But once again, you got to have your feet in it, right? Because all you're concerned about is who's working. That seems to be very big for you. You don't think nobody should have Social Security unless they are currently working, girl. You always want to put your beak in concerning people's benefits, concerning anything that anybody who's not actively working. The issue with Rico has never been him not working, because from what we've seen on here, he always works. That is not his issue, honey. So I don't know why you think that him going and washing pots and pans is going to solve all his problems. That's not the way I see it, Miss Chelsea. But since you want to always interject your opinion, let me give you my opinion. When I was speaking about Rico, this is not the Rico show either, but we're going to discuss the things that you discuss, right? What I was saying to Rico was not that you should sit on your ass for the rest of your life, starting at 30 years old. I never said that to him. I was talking about housing. Housing. It is different when you're seeking out housing in New York City. I've been through the process my own goddamn self. When you're seeking out housing and you're starting fresh and you're just getting off the bus, it's not like moving to Atlanta, girl. It's not the same thing. So what I was suggesting to Rico was not that he lay down for the rest of his life. He obviously enjoys working. That ain't the issue, bitch. The issue, oh, that come out. Oh, excuse me. That's just the salt and sugar. We'll try to refrain from our harsh language so far. What I was suggesting was if Rico was going to just move to New York City in 2021, and he thought that he was just going to move to New York City and just get a job washing dishes and then just go get him a place. It's not going to happen, girl. It's just not going to happen. So what I was suggesting to him, if there are services available to you, whether it's because of your health status, because of your pitiful circumstance, whatever the reason is, you have to use those avenues. There is a reason why the population in San Francisco, the Black population, is only 6%. It's real simple, girl. Nobody can afford to live here, honey. And many of the ones who do live here, girl, are getting below market rate housing because it is almost essential, girl. It is almost essential here, right? So what I was suggesting was that if he has an avenue that he can use to his benefit, if he was going to stay in New York City, girl, then use it. Don't be ashamed because you have HIV. So there are certain things that are available to you through Ryan White funds or whatever the funds of that city are or whatever they are. You have to use it all to your advantage. So people like you, Chelsea, are not going to see that because you don't think anybody should get any help with anything, right? Right, Chelsea? He's going to have to because a boy got to use what he got to get just what he want. Now there it is. Girl over there. Miss Thang. Miss Chelsea. Miss Chelsea. Move your black ass to San Francisco. Okay, well, you're gonna put all your stuff in your U-Haul and you're just gonna move here. Oh, I'm gonna go and get me a job on Tuesday, and then on next Thursday, I'm moving to my new apartment. Yeah, you will. If you bring $15,000 with you, you move into a rental, a rental, a rental. And you know what? The 15,000, that ain't the hard part, honey. That ain't the hard part. Baby, the hard part is when they hit you with that 3,500 the next month, girl, and the next month, and the next month, and the next month, Miss Thing. So if you have a chance where you can move into a city because you have benefits, girl, I'm suggesting you move and use those benefits. That's what I was saying to Rico, since you are very interested in that conversation. I was also saying to him, let me figure out what I was saying to him. Hold on a minute. Hi, people. Hi, Nikki Baloo. I got to at least speak to my moderators. Elaine, apparently she believes that you are Jay Wilson. That's what she said. We'll get to that. Okay, what was I at now? So I was talking about her getting into the city, moving to places. Yes, he can work. But when you go and get services in a city like New York City or San Francisco or Los Angeles, or maybe to some degree Chicago, when you go to these places, child, and you're seeking housing, and usually it's set up where you start off at one place. You may start off at a homeless shelter, and you stay there, you behave yourself, and you do what's required of you, and then you get on a list, and then you can go and move to something else. You get in transitional housing, and then you can stay there and take care of yourself and be here. Eventually, the whole goal is to get you into permanent housing that you can afford, right? Now, here's the misconception about this Section 8 housing that you seem to be so down on. It goes by what you make, girl. So if you make a little bit of money, you pay a little bit of rent. If you make a medium-sized amount of money, you pay a medium-sized amount of rent. When he goes back to work and he's working on his job, he ain't gonna pay what everybody else is paying, girl, but he will pay rent according to his income, which will still be a blessing for him if he's gonna try to live in a place like New York City, where people who are making $150,000 are having a hard time living in New York City, girl. So if you have a way to get in, honey. Anyway. I'm going to notes today, baby. This brain still ain't kicked in, right? So all that to say, when he starts working, he still needs housing if he's going to live in New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Chicago. If you're going to live in these places, you want to live in the big city. We choose to live in the big cities, girl. We don't want to be, no, that's not our dream. You and Wilson seem to think that your dreams are everybody else's dreams, girl. Not necessarily so. There are millions of people who choose to live in New York City, Chelsea. Do you think those people couldn't live in Atlanta? Do you think at all the millions, how many they got? 8 million people there? Do you think those people couldn't live in houses and so forth if they lived in the Midwest? Of course they could. But no, they want to live in New York City, honey. They're city people. Right? Anyway, so that was my issue with him. It's not about him. No, he on work. He got to work. Girls, washing pot. You ain't gonna move to San Francisco washing pots and pans. Not on your own, girl. It ain't gonna happen. Got it? We're gonna talk about the player here, I think, next. Okay. You seem to have a lot. I see you got another lug in about this HIV stuff. Oh, yeah, but that he don't have that disability cause something that happened to him. He did that. He got that cause something he did. We're assuming again that sex is something so horrible, girl, that people deserve to die from it. Is that what you're saying, Miss Chelsea? That is more of your poison tongue, girl. Having HIV is no different than having COVID. It ain't. The way you contract the disease. Remember how when COVID came, we had to figure out how it is contracted, right? So you're saying that COVID, we wouldn't treat the people with COVID if they got it from sex? The fuck difference does it make where they got it from, girl? Disease is a disease, honey. If you're and a disability is a disability. So when Rico is eventually laying up in some hospital, some goddamn where, trying to survive living in a shelter under a bridge, some motherfucking where, then maybe you can explain to him why. Oh, you don't need that. Oh, you don't need that. Oh, you didn't work. Oh, you got to work like so. Why? What? So they give housing. Are you so you have a Republican idea that there should be no housing? Is that it? Is that why when I walk out my goddamn door, girl, I see people yelling and screaming in the streets, people rolling around naked on the ground, girl. All these crazy people are all released, or people with mental deficiencies. All these people walking around homeless, barefoot, the filthy, the dirty, and all this kind of thing. Because I guess you're a Republican. You have to be some of your ideas. Reagan decided, oh, we ain't gonna take care of those people because my cousin got electroshocks in there. We got to release all the people now, all the care people were getting in institutions or group housing. He eliminated all of it. Every man for himself. Pick yourself up by your own bootstraps and all this kind of shit. So now we got all these goddamn crazy people walking around, girl. And then you know what happens when you're walking around and you don't function that well, child? What happens? Almost immediately, girl. First of all, you become homeless, right? So now they're crazy and they're homeless. And then what else happens when you're out there on them streets and you're trying to sleep on concrete, girl? You get on drugs. Why? Because there's drugs in the street, girl. So you want all this on them. Oh, they ain't working. They ain't working. They ain't no taxpayer. Miss Chelsea, me and my homies, we doing it in the club. We racking and stacking and rat-tat-tacking at the Players Club. You hate the players. You hate the game, girl. You hate Miss Chelsea, Miss Bonafide. Miss Bonafide, what we going to talk about next, girl? You said that because Wilson went on made another stupid video. He calls that building what do you call it? A CVS next to your wall, girl. He come on here now. He done decided to. Oh hi. Oh wait a minute. Is properly bona fide here in the chat? Oh, I can't drop a link, girl. But we could discuss a few things. Properly bona fide says, Tim, I am running around for my birthday. I'll catch the replay. Oh, okay. She ain't here. She'll have to catch the replay. I'm gonna give you something to catch, girl, for your birthday. Where's that at? Okay. So she resents people having disabilities, but she thinks it is particularly wrong for people who are stricken with HIV or AIDS. She thinks it's particularly wrong. Oh, you got it from something you did. You got it. Well, what about people who are getting COVID now? Aren't they getting it from something they did, like breathe? Didn't they go into a store or a church or a building or other people were, or a hospital lobby, and then what they do? They breathe, right? So should they be crucified as harshly, girl? The hell you saying? A disease is a disease, girl. The fuck difference to make where you got it from, child? And it ain't like the boy's going there pretending like he's so disabled. The point is this: in order for New York City to help you with housing, you are going to have to classify yourself as homeless, right? In other words, they're going to say, if you are sleeping over your nephew's house, or you are sleeping on a couch in your mother's house, or you're in the basement, they won't classify you as homeless. And guess what? They are unwilling to help you. Got that, Chelsea? Mm-hmm. Good and evil. All y'all all up through Tim chat, showing folks how much you want my kitty cat. Oh, they want your kitty cat? Is that the problem, Chelsea? You really believe these people want your kitty cat? Chelsea. But Chelsea, isn't half the population of the world, don't they all have kitty cats? Tell us what makes yours so special? Because you read a book? Is that what you Girl, please don't be sabotaging my chain of thought. I'm struggling as it is, okay? Where's I just at? Oh, you have to be classified as homeless before they help you, right? When you go when you go to dinner and say, I ain't got no teeth, right? I need some teeth. I got to eat. I can't work because nobody hired me because I ain't got no teeth, right? Well, they'll help you, many agencies, if you are destitute, if you are homeless, right? If you're not these things, if you don't have any of these qualifiers, girl, they're not going to help you, right? So there's nothing wrong with that boy using what he got to get what he needs. That's the only way you're gonna get in these cities. And as quiet as it's kept, girl, I hate to break this to you. It's gonna be painful. Here come a painful one, Chelsea. A lot of these people who are getting benefits are living better than the people who don't have no, who just working. If it's true here, it's true there, right? I'm just telling you the truth, girl. Coming to a place like one of these cities, girl, it is no cakewalk, and you got to make a substantial amount of money, not only to get in, but to maintain a lifestyle here. And the kicker is, even though you're able to pay these kind of monies and things, girl, you don't get that much for it. You don't get that much for it. You get this for $3,000 a month. So don't come in here telling us about how we're supposed to live in the cities, girl. You don't know anything about it. Mm-hmm. Oh, Elaine. Now, Elaine has been in my chat. She's in there today, too. She has been in my, I think, since I've been on here. She has been a faithful, loyal subscriber. The only reason she's not a moderator because she don't choose to be one, but she easily could be. She's very well known here. And all Elaine said was, Tim, you watched and you counted. Now I hope y'all don't believe I actually went over and counted no 100. Girl, I'm saying I'd be suicidal if I was over there counting 147 times that boy used that man's name yesterday. The point was he used it a whole lot. I'm sure the number was over 100 at least, but I didn't sit there and count each one of them, girl. I don't have that kind of patience. Honey. So she said, but you watched. Well, I didn't actually watch. I said, well, that's roughly, approximately, shall we say. So he went on there and made a whole goddamn video now. Oh, Elaine got you. The same thing he said with Bitchy Asses. Ooh, Bitchy Asses read you. Ooh, Bitchy Asses talked to me for 2 minutes, girl. Then I cussed his ass out and he disappeared from YouTube. Yet he turns out, ooh, did you hear what Bitchy Asses? Bitchy Asses said you like white men. Ooh, he read you. Ooh, look what, after what Bitchy Asses did. Silly ass sissy. So he says that our Elaine from over here is Jay Wilson. Why? Because she said, but Tim, you watched. That was the full extent of it. This is what he keep repeating over and over. He's trying to make a joke out of it. He repeats it so much, but it's basically he ain't got no content over and over and over and over again. I thought that the person who responded to Elaine's post, when the person said something like, oh, you about to go viral or something like that. That might have been Jay Wilson because nobody knew, nobody else was going to have a reaction to, but you watched, and that ain't that big a deal, honey. So only he was going to make. He knew, that person knew that he was going to go over there and talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. Jay Wilson, you can't make cat shit go viral, girl. What makes you think one of these dry ass videos of yours ever going to go viral? Anything, girl? But that was probably you. That could have been you. Put it like that. Because why would somebody else think that this is, oh, that this statement is so powerful that he gonna make a whole video about it? Nobody would know that but him. Okay. Now, Miss Property Bonafide, you said you going to job. Okay. I gotta see what she say. Unfortunately, I can't drop a link here. I'm not on StreamYard. And if I could, you would have to be in your car, get ready, get out of your car, go to work, you say. But baby, enjoy your work. Ain't nothing wrong with working. Why do you have to constantly have to say that you're working, girl? And but you are so much better than everybody else, nigga. You are working, girl. You want to try to live on that little, with that this check y'all keep talking about, girl? That is not my only income, but do you really believe that that's what you want? So why is it so important to you, girl? If you're working, you're making a paycheck, right? Is that the reason why you have your own car and you have your own house and you have all the stuff that you want, you're able to raise your child and all this kind of thing. Isn't that the reason for that? Because you work, because you get more money, you have the capacity to be promoted on your job and get more money. Everybody who I personally know who works, girl, they live a better lifestyle. Why? Because they work. So why do you always have to use it as a weapon? Your working has to be used as a weapon against people who don't work for whatever their reasons are. Excuse me. Bonafide, I don't know why you think that kitty cat, girl, they all the girls. So who wants the kitty cat, Bonafide? Is this the guys or the girls? Because there ain't no guys over here, honey. And I know the gays. Girl, the gays don't want it, honey. So are you putting yourself back now where you're making statements that could be construed as homoerotic? You're saying, let's read it what it says to make sure we're fair. Good and evil, ... You all up and through Tim chat showing folks how much you want my kitty cat. Okay. So who, we know the gays don't want it. The gays don't want it, girl. Right? So everybody else in here is a woman. Matter of fact, maybe 90% of the people in here are women, right? So why do you feel like these women want your kitty cats? Are we going to strike that conversation back up, Ms. Properly Bonafide? Because I'm sure the majority of these straight women in here, girl, are not thinking these women are on here wanting their kitty cat. It probably never even crosses their mind, girl. When they go out to dinner with their girlfriends, girl, I'm sure they're not thinking, oh, she wants my kitty cat. Oh, I know you're just here to see you want to see my titties. Don't even get into the titties. Now we have to always give enough space to the possibility that is not Miss Properly Bonafide, even though it's her picture, the image she used, and it's her name. It could still be a troll trying to start some shit. So we don't know. But I think you might want to let all this kitty cat and with women talk go, Miss Properly Bonafide. No, Chelsea, you are stud. Wait a minute. For good and evil. Oh, you were talking to good and evil. Oh, okay, I'm getting it now. So when she addressed us as good and evil, she was talking to a person called For Good and Evil. And For Good and Evil says, ask her why she called her tongue a twister weather. A twister? What? Probably Bonafide. You know, you can't twist your mouth or your tongue around a dick, can you? I mean, that might be pretty painful. But now people have been known to twist their tongue around a. I'm just saying, girl. I'm just saying, honey. That is an odd name to call yourself. A twister weather. Twister weather. Oh, your tongue is like twister weather. You can't do that. You don't do that around a penis, do you? I guess you could do it around a man's rectum. I don't know. Ignorant statement. Well, if she calls herself that, girl. No, Chelsea, you a stud. You want my cat. Again. Oh my goodness. What's going on here? Do y'all know each other? Lord have mercy, child. So where was I at now? Y'all got to do all these twisters and things. She called her a lap dog. That's just the salt and sugar. Lapping dog. You get it? Okay. I was talking about Elaine is not Jay Wilson. Elaine is in here right now, child. She didn't even make a bad statement or anything. All she said was you over there watching, right? But he went and made a whole goddamn video about that, child. Oh, Elaine got you. Ooh, say that again, Elaine. Ooh, say that again, Elaine. Ooh, don't come for Elaine. Ooh, she read you. Ooh, Elaine read. The statement was, but Tim, you're over there watching. This nigga said this girl over and over and over and over. And then about the middle part, he starts acting like, see, I'm saying your name over and over, Elaine. I'm saying your name. You do say her name over and over. Don't act like it's a joke, honey. That's what you would have did anyway, girl. Why? Primarily because of your lack of content, Miss Thing, and your thirst for money. So people are still trying to figure out. You have an $80,000 job. You say you had a $40,000 job. We don't know if that means Uber or in addition to Uber. Every minute of the day is used up, right? But you still got to bring your stinking black ass over here to YouTube, girl, to get more. Why you got to do all this? You ain't got no family, child. That's what I don't understand. I mean, what is the point, Jay Wilson? You ain't bought nothing in that goddamn house since you moved into it. You ain't got nothing for you ain't bought nothing for your clothes, for your body. So are you're just doing all this shit just to pay bills? Look at me. Look at me. You know what you see? You see a bad mother. Pay the cost to be the boss. Hey, I pay the cost to be the boss. Look at me. You know what you see? You see a bad mother. Chelsea said you was a cool kid because you read a book. Well, everybody read a book in school, I would imagine. And then what they do in school? Let me see. Let me see what's going on. Tell me what's going on. And then I'll tell you what's going on. Woo, 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 woo. Right on, baby. I do mean right on. Ay, 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 ay. Dee, 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 dee. Let me ask you another question, Chelsea. All these people y'all calling superstars now, these ones y'all calling multi-millionaires, millionaire superstars, right? You buy all their records, you go to their movies and do all of that. Where do those people come from? Are these people who are sitting at their desk typing? I mean, answer me. These people, these rappers and all these people who you pay all these tremendous amounts of money, where do they come from? When you read their biographies, they didn't come from a secretarial pool, right? What are they even singing about? They're singing about the streets. So apparently someone finds the streets fascinating. Correct? I don't know what's so fascinating about you sitting in the desk doing, I'm working. Girl, have respect for people, girl. You don't know nothing about their lives, honey. You might be talking to somebody, girl, that had a crack addicted mother, girl, who abandoned at the hospital, and he done crawled his way out. And the way he had to crawl his way out, girl, was in the streets, honey, where drugs are rampant, and that's the way you make it out. Or stay in. You might just kind of like it. But you don't know nothing about these people's backgrounds who ended up living the street life. Street life, boom, boom. But you better not get old. Street life, boom, boom. Are you gonna feel the cold? You let the people see just who you wanna be. And every night you shine just like a superstar. Hey, it's coming back. Baby, but you better not get old. And Chelsea, you say that you had some drinking issues in your past yourself. You took offense when they called you an alcoholic, right? But if you were out there in the club, girl, you were certainly meeting players at the Players Club, right? You were certainly enjoying what they call music now, right? You were putting money in their pockets. You were paying $100 to go to their concerts, right? Why are you so removed, Miss Chelsea? And you think that people, you said, what did she say? She made this whole thing about her girl in your working years, in your working life. Enjoy yourself. That's what I say. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself with you. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself with you. You better enjoy yourself. You sitting over there staring into space. Why I feel like dancing, just dancing all over the place. You shouldn't worry about things that you can't control. Come on, girl, let's get it. Why the good bit of living is hot. Woo! Let's have some fun. Let's have a good time, you and me. Sitting there with your mouth poked out, just as sweet as you can be. Chelsea. If you don't want to get up and go to that job every morning, girl, and you have resentments about people who ain't got to get up and go, quit. And you figure it out. If you hate it, girl, go do something else. Start yourself up an internet startup. Find one of these jobs, girl, but apparently there are thousands of them where you can work from home then. Work on yourself, Miss Chelsea. Don't become her acting like you're probably purebred, girl. Oh, I would never do that. Oh, what would you do on alcohol? You sound like you're pretty hip, slick, and cool when you were driving around in that car, girl, going from gay bar to gay bar, showing us where the films get picked up and where the butchers get picked up, and you seem pretty familiar, girl. That's what I'm saying. Property bonafide. Okay, Tim, mine special because they stay worried about it. Well, okay, I gotta read slow. Y'all, I know I'm dyslexic. That might be something else we could discuss at some point. Okay, Tim, mine special because they stay worried about it, and I'm cracking up. But hey, stop by my love later, and we can talk one-on-one. I'll catch the replay. Oh. So now you want to try to milk milk my conversation for a few coin. I never heard you say properly bona fide. Then what, Tim? Why don't I come over to your channel for a change, and then maybe you can make a coin this time, right? Is that clever mind? Is that clever, educated mind? Properly bona fide. Y'all got the wrong idea about people making it in the street. You got to be a slick, hip, slick, and cool motherfucker to make it in the street. That's why I was popular in school, probably bona fide, because I had a personality. So you got to have a personality in the streets, Jeff. I don't know what your issue is, why you such a player hater, but you got to be smart. You got to have the ability, the capacity to talk to and speak to all kinds of people, right? Because the people that you're dealing with, oftentimes in the drug game, especially, because those are dangerous people. You talk out of line, or you say the wrong thing, or you come off as disrespectful, girl, you get your goddamn head blown off, right? So because a person is making their living in the streets, girl, don't assume that means they stupid, Miss Thing, because it's far from the truth. Far from the truth, Miss Thing. Just to say I survived. I spent almost. I must want to sing today. Just thinking how I could live without them broken. I should have spent those nights feeling sorry for myself, but I grew strong and I learned how to get along. Now look back from outer space. I'm not that simple little girl that smile up on my face. I should have changed them stupid locks. I should have made you leave the key. If I'd have known for just 1 second, you'd be back a part of me. Oh, now go. Walk out the door. Just turn around, girl. You not welcome anymore. Chelsea, I'm guessing that all of these rendezvous, these men you've been with, girl, I'm thinking a lot of those guys had player tendencies. There's something about you, girl, that you have some real resentments about men, right? You say you're not a lesbian woman, right? But at the same time, you even though you say you're attracted to men, you still have a lot of issues with men, right? And then if you actually came across one of these square men who just goes to his job and come home and watch TV for an hour and go to bed, you'll probably be bored to tears. So there's that yin and that yang, girl. You want you a player, right? It's somebody who can really, and then at the same, but then at the same time, you want them to have square values. Oh, I read a book. I read a book. Like you're special because you read a goddamn book. I wrote 6 books, girl. I ain't never heard none of you niggas call me a writer. Why is he a writer? Stupid ass. So Miss Chelsea, she done extended me an invitation to come on her program for a 3rd time. so she can get a few more coins, right? Chelsea, why are you always telling these girls to make sure they hit that like? Why are you still struggling for them numbers, girl, after 10 years of being on YouTube? That's what we could talk about, honey. When we're talking about education and smarts and all that kind of stuff, girl, we want to talk about why you still stuck in them low ass 3,000 numbers, girl, 10 years later. Don't say it's because you work, because a whole lot of people on here work, honey. And don't say that you're not interested in the numbers because you're constantly telling people to make sure you hit that like button. And then you tell them, tomorrow's my birthday, give me that money. Which, there's nothing wrong with that. But you ain't got to beg for it, baby. You let them know it's your birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Let me see. Okay, can an overnight stud look like round milk duds? Wait a minute. Can an overnight stud look like round milk dudes? Is it milk dudes or milk duds? Lord have mercy. Asking for a friend. I'm sweating, burning up in here. I got the window open. It's nice today, actually. Here, maybe I'll go out somewhere. I'll go out today and treat myself. Hi, Charles Dodson. That's correct. I live here in Houston, and he was at a strip club and had an after bowling party at Dave and Buster's. Who the hell is he? Are you speaking to someone called AML? Okay. Shell Whitfield and Shell Whitfield, y'all talking to each other. Okay. I wish I was near the stage. I would have been stepping on money, slipping it in my way. Okay. Oh, that's ALM. Okay. Let me see. You two are entertaining together. I might go over there now and then. I'm not interviewing with everybody, honey. She just made several comments about me, though. I don't know what it is, girl. And she does seem to have a real problem, girl. She has a real problem with thinking she's entitled to more than to somebody else's is in their life, right? It's all for them. It's all about working, how many hours you put in, right? But that's not what everybody sees life, child. Some people we enjoy. You went to the theater yesterday, Sweeney. Please stop. Would you consider me loving kindness? Oh, I'm gonna get you. Now come over for the rub. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, well, she getting the attention, but Claudia, I mean, Chelsea's been on here for 10 years, girl. How can you have 3,000 subscribers in 10 years? I mean, I guess the subscribers don't, people put too much on these subscriber count, really, because people, they click on, you know, they join. They might not come back to your channel for 3 years, right? There are several incidents on here where I know where people, like this one guy, Jermaine Ellis, he's here from here, local from San Francisco. Well, he used to be a world traveler. He did a travel vlog, right? So he got like almost right about 100,000 subscribers. But then when the COVID hit, he couldn't travel anymore. So now he's just doing videos around San Francisco. Well, now for somebody who has 100,000 subscribers, you would think they would get more than 2,000 or 3,000 views, right? But no, he got them when he was doing all of this world travel, and now he still has the numbers, but doesn't have the viewership. So she don't have either one of them. Chelsea, you know good and damn well that many times you're on here, girl, with 35 people watching you. Whatever, you know. But I'm just saying that speaks to your intelligence as well. How are you? Are the things you're trying to insult me about? I couldn't be popular because I wasn't in the library reading a book in high school. That doesn't make any sense, right? I was popular because of my personality. You think Jay Wilson? If you want to think Jay Wilson was a cool kid, girl, go ahead and think what you want to think, honey. She know people that she wants to get a little buzz going. But Chelsea, ain't you tired, man? You've been on here trying to get a little buzz going, girl, for 10 years. Now I understand Wait a minute, you know it's what milk duds? Are those these? All right, ladies, I better watch your milk duds around here. Okay, I'm just saying. Baby. Okay, let me see. Hi, Nicole Reloaded. Maybe we'll do a StreamYard later. Miss Chelsea wants me to get over there and pay her again. Never the thought, or maybe I'll come over to your channel, Timothy Blaine, and bring some smoke to bring my 35 subscribers over to your channel. I was referring to the rapper Drake after his performance at the Travis Scott Astro World concert. Glad to see you up early and on the road. What's up with Drake? All them people though, those rappers and stuff, think about them. Were they in a book in the library, child? Really? Didn't they get all of their cred from the streets? I mean, that's the only way people listen to them, child. And what do they all rap about? They're not rapping about the secretarial pool, I can assure you, girl. So don't always discount someone else's life. They have turned that industry into a multi-billion-dollar industry, child. Just talking about us. Yes, these ones, not you ones, honey. No, they're not talking about eating out at Chuck E. Cheese. Love your life. Get off other people's lives, honey. I love your throat. People love these damn pillows. I'm gonna have to get an advertisement because these pillows right here, both of them are just from Amazon. I think this was 19. They're less than $20 for the covers. You got to have an insert, but you can get them on Amazon. Sometimes at Amazon, you got to get stuff when you see it because it'll be discontinued next minute. They got so much stuff rolling through there, you know. I bought my 2 subscribers. Respect my gangster. She wanted her a gangster in the bedroom, and then she wanted him to leave in the morning, honey. Mm-hmm. Let me roll back a little, make sure I didn't miss nobody else. Come up hard, baby, but not up cool. I didn't make it, sugar. Why do we all the music now is reflecting the street life though? It's still since the beginning. It's always reflected the street life, and then the people get on here and they're so repelled by the street life. I think that's the thing about YouTube, about social media in general. You're thrust in here with all these different kind of people, right? It doesn't benefit you to come on here trying to make everybody think like you think and value the same things you value. You got to understand you're on here with all different kinds of people. And some of these arrogant people, they want to constantly compare their lives with all these other people kind of lives, like their lives are invaluable or less valuable than theirs. Because that is your own insecurity. Who gives a goddamn where they live? Who cares, honey? If they're funny or they're entertaining, if they are funny, then I'm going to laugh, right? And I'm going to get more than 3,000 subscribers in 10 years. It's as simple as that, girl. I don't give a goddamn if they live in the projects today under the project, girl. If they have more personality than you, they're going to get more views than you, right? You think the people in the street don't have baby? I can tell you about personality, honey. This is the thing about personality here. So I think a lot of you feel slighted because you feel like, well, I did this and I did that. And I get to work every day. Oh, I raised my child and I did that. Girl, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Are you interesting to watch? Are you interesting to listen to? Do you make me laugh? Can I escape the world for a few minutes, child, by watching you? That's what counts. All these David Chappelle, them kind of people, what are they, all college professors? It doesn't count on this application. Social media, it's about you as a person. Everything about you as a person is not about what house you live in, and it's not about where you work. The majority are not even working in careers. They're working on jobs, honey. It's just a job, child. And then when you other people who work as well, then you have things in common. You can talk about those things. But when you will take that to a public forum, you got a lot of that judgment and that bullshit go, honey. You got to let that go. And I do strongly believe that you are absolutely wrong about HIV properly bona fide. And I've seen that slip out of your mouth on occasion. A disease is a disease, girl. Right? Whether you get it by just breathing in, that's how COVID is spreading, right? First they thought you touched something or whatever. You saw how panicked we are trying to figure out how's it spreading, because we want to figure out how's it spreading so we can stop the spread of this particular disease. HIV/AIDS ain't no different. It's just a disease. It happens to spread by blood and semen, right? And it's pretty much played out. It's pretty much played out for you to come on here and try to sentence people to death because they have HIV/AIDS, or because they had sex, or they had sex with more than one person, girl. That's pretty much played out. When I went to the doctor yesterday. All of my numbers, the HIV numbers, they don't even bother to mention them no more. I'm in my 60s. The people in my group, they're in their 60s and 70s. That's a full lifespan for a male, right? So why are you still worried about trying to dog somebody out about their disability? Rico's primary disability right now is he's broke. He ain't got no money. He's in a new land, a foreign land, honey. He's in the city, right? They're not, as long as he's able to work, he's not getting benefits because he's HIV. The only benefit he would need there is medical. And you get that while you're working, right? You want him to die? Oh, I paid for my insurance. I paid, but girl, celebrate it. If you're happy about it, girl. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and your face should surely show it. You're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, raise your elbow. Honey. Girl, you got you a job and you working, honey. Go out and buy yourself a piece of furniture, girl, and sit down and enjoy it, honey. Your TV getting old. Go out and buy your big screen TV, girl. I work for it. I enjoy it. That's you. That's your personal life. Stop trying to use it to hammer over somebody else, girl. And don't be so transparent about your resentment about people living a decent life. Right? Other people living a decent. What do you want them all to be homeless? It would help you guys to go down to. I don't think that Atlanta is all that immune to poverty either. Go down to some of the neighborhoods, girl, and see these people that you think they don't deserve nothing. Go out there and see them, girl. Oh, they can go and work on a job. How they gonna work on a job, girl? They're heroin addict. There's many steps they're gonna get before they get to the job, bitch. Believe me. I hope I make some sense today, people. I knows that I'm all over the place, but I like to check in on Saturday mornings. Is properly bona fide a young woman or no? I'm not familiar with her. No, apparently nobody. I'm trying to be nice. Not a whole lot of people are. I mean, considering you've been on here 10 years, girl, not a lot of people know who you are. So we understand what you're doing. You know, you're trying to put our names in your title and trying to get yourself. I enjoy you when you read Jay Wilson. I'm confused when you over there trying to kiss his ass at the same time. It's because you share similar values to him and similar prejudice to him. So you can't hardly help yourself, right? That's enjoyable to me. But she figured that, okay, I need to move to the next step, because some people are on here, they don't even get paid. They're not even monetized. And they had no desire to be monetized. They don't care because their jobs pays their bills. They on here because they like it. It's fun to them, right? Not everybody's going to get caught up in this numbers game. But I'm sure she's feeling a little bit like, what shouldn't I have more than 3,000 subscribers? Although the subscribers don't mean that much. Just watch your daily views. My views somewhere 2,000 to 4,000. I'm satisfied. It works for me, honey. You know, apparently she ain't satisfied with her number. So she want to come and do all that. All right, darlings and brothers, Charles Dawson. All right, brothers and darlings. Y'all go out and have a nice Saturday. That's what I thought. No offense, but to be younger, 20 or 30 something subscribers, but yeah, the mindset is just different than those of us who have lived for a while. Right, exactly. Yeah, she's youngish. What is she, 40? I think she's 40 years old. Her child is about 20 years old. Right. So she's about to go to another season because when her daughter goes off to school, then she's going to be all alone. Apparently, she has a few men come in and out, whatever. I don't know how long they last. It could be for some of those standards she has. She's about to go through a whole nother season, honey, when you're by yourself, right? I've always admired women because they have a family. You know, you have a family. You belong somewhere. You have duties. You wake up and you got something to do. Just like my dog, I got to wake up. There are certain things that have to be taken care of, right? She's about to experience being a single woman again. Mm-hmm. So just stay away from that bottle, probably Bonafide. See that sister, sure look fine before she started drinking wine from the bottle. Preacher man tried to help her out. She done cussed him out, hit him in the head with the bottle. Don't you think it's a crime when time after time, friends of mine, they're living in the bottle? There's people's living in the bottle. I'm being silly. Goodbye, people. Y'all have a good Saturday.